Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I'm going to be talking about London Royal from Nana Malwa. This is the first I've ever read from this author, and I must say that it is intriguing, and it made me buy the duet for this because this is a cliffhanger book. Cliffhanger. This starts off with, the first, this is interracial, and it does have a prince who does not have the prince duty. He is just the title of a prince. But in the beginning, we get to a scene where you think this is the start of the relationship, and all of a sudden the whole entire scene just goes back to before they were together, because they're together in this scene, and then you're just like, okay, well, they're together now. Next chapter is them just starting off not together. It was a little jarring at first, but I got into it because the backstory was what I wanted to look into. Anyways, so we have Abby. Abby is a photographer. She is from America. She is from a black, not affluent family, but I think a middle class family. And she is in a relationship with a guy named Easton. And Easton is a very affluent black family as well. And we find out that she's waiting for this acceptance letter or a deny letter from this very prestigious photography program in London. She's been waiting for it for a while, and Easton's just why? No, that's not a real career. You need to stay here in Washington. I think he's trying to be a doctor or a politician. It's one of those two, or a lawyer. It's one of those, I think. Anyways, but her family is a league of lawyers or doctors. They're all very high-powered jobs, and she's the lone one who has a fantasy job that doesn't give them prestige, I'm guessing. It's not a stable career, basically. So he's just no, just go to law school, be near me, don't, you probably didn't get in, that's why they haven't gave you the letter, all that kind of stuff. And she's actually believing it. She doesn't want to believe it, but she's believing it. And this is when we find out that they are in an abusive relationship. Someone who I think is her sister calls her or asks her about something in their study. And she goes to the study to find this document. And along the way, she feels there's this drawer that just won't open. So she finally yanks it open, and there is a letter for her. And it's open, and it's her acceptance letter to this college. And he had previously told her that he has been checking the mail and there's no letter. So she finally kind of snaps. And this is literally when we find out that she's been getting abused. So she confronts him, and he just smacks her, which, is very graphic. She pulls out a knife on him, and she's yo, just get out the house. I don't care. Get out the house right now. We're over. And he's just trying to calm her down and be okay, well, I'm sorry. That's my temper. You shouldn't want this dream anyway. It's just a dream. It's a fantasy. You're not really that good. All that kind of stuff. And she just wants him gone. So she's okay, well, she changes the locks. And then she's you know what? I'm just going to go. I don't care about this anymore. I don't care about him. I don't care about my family who wants me to get back with him. I just don't care. I finally got my dream, and I am just going to pursue it. But he probably had an inkling of her wanting to leave him, and he shredded her passport and her birth certificate. So she has to wait a month before she can leave for London to get to this program, her job, her career, her dream. And that whole entire month, he is inching his way into her life with her parents, her mother, her father, because she moved back with her parents during that month's time. She is finally like standing up for herself and understanding that like she wants to pursue her dream no matter who or what tells her she can't, especially since she got the acceptance letter. So I think like a week before she's supposed to be there for class, she decides to tell no one, books a flight, and arrives in London with her best friend, who is also in London, lives there too. Well, our two best friends, Sophie and Faith, and they are living together. So this is when we get to Alex, or Alexia. Alex. He is a royal. He just has the title and not any of the responsibilities of being a royal. His mother would have been next in line, but their cousin is on the throne right now. But he doesn't have any children, so technically if he dies, then their mother would be the queen of their country, and then they would be the princess. He has an older brother who is named Xander, and Xander has some problems as well. They both have problems stemming from something that happened in their childhood that keeps getting brung up in the story, but we kind of don't know. But basically, so we find out that like Abby is the student of Alexander. He is her professor. He is very good at photography. He's the one who chose her to be a part of his program for this college or this university. So she does not know at first that they're brothers. So she just thinks that like they have the same last name, and it's kind of weird, but like it's like a Smith, like, you know, Smith. She actually meets Alex by chance, like just happenstance. Like the first day she's in London, she's walking around and she trips, and he catches her. First meeting, they don't really talk that much. It's like, thank you. They like, you know how you get that connection with someone who you just like kind of meet and think is attractive, but like nothing comes about it. That's basically what happened. Then they meet again at a party. And it's just like they just keep meeting. He's starting to find this attraction towards her. He's starting to feel something that he hasn't felt before from her in these like little meetings that they keep having. But he also has another like layer to him because he's fake dating one of his best friends, Gemma, who is a lesbian, but her family is very, very traditionally old and have affluence as well. But they like he knows that if they find out that she's a lesbian, she will be disinherited from everything. She's not at that point in time ready to do that financially. So she's been fake dating like him to appease her family, and for him, because why not help a friend when you're not trying to look for anything? That does come in kind of sort of in this one, but we also have like an underlying layer of him with his father. There's so much stuff going on in this book that I just don't like ruin everything, but there is 2 types of conflict, or 3. We have Abby's conflict with her ex-boyfriend who I really do think is going to be coming back into her life in probably the next book, but he keeps trying to be insistent in being in her life in this book by calling, Skyping, getting a hold of everyone around her, and not her. Then we have Xander, who is Alex's brother, but or Lex's brother, who has a, you know, like a inkling, like you can tell that he likes Abby, but he doesn't mess with students anymore since something happened when he messed with a student. And Abby is his student, and he doesn't want Lex to come in between her work because she is great at her work. Then you have Lex's father. So yeah, that's like there's 3 conflicts right now. I know one of them has to do with, well, not like 2 of, like, well, yeah, one of them I know has to do with what happens at the end. Like, I don't know who it is that made the ending happen. You know what I'm trying to say. I just know that out of the 3, 2 of them have a particular interest in the ending of this one. So I actually bought the second one, which is London Soul. So it will be arriving here on Saturday. But that is it for my I think it's like my first TBR for December. So I started it on the 9th too, and it's the 14th. So yeah, I've been reading other books as well, so I know. But I will show you what I'm going to be reading next if I don't DNF it at some point in time. So it is The Wingman by A. Poland, and this is a Killian. It's where our hero, the one we're rooting for, is having a love interest in his best friend's love interest, but the love interest doesn't want to be with his best friend, only wants to be with our hero we're rooting for. So we shall see how this all goes, and if I DNF this, then the next on the list is Ode Love and the New, which is also a Killian, and it's a dystopian Killian having to do with like all the women in the world somehow disappearing, and our heroes, one of them is out scavenging and finds a woman and brings her back, and that's like literally all I know. So this one, if I don't DNF it, will be our next video, and this one will be our next video if this is DNF'd or if I finish this one. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. I am Lady Lauren Explorer. I post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday. So please be subscribed so you can see more from moi and see almost like literally what I'm reading, because I post my physical books after I read them. Just saying. That's just how I am. But I will see you all in my next video. Bye!